Long Island serial killer has finally allegedly been caught, almost 13 years after he murdered 4 women on Long Island, New York. The Long Island serial killer, or LISK case, is a case that's haunted people for years, and it really was launched in 2010 when 4 women's bodies were discovered in Long Island, New York. 4 women who would be known as the Gilgo 4. These 4 women, Melissa, Maureen, Megan, and Amber, were all sex workers in the New York City area, and they had all at the time of their disappearances seemingly vanished from the face of the earth. All 4 of their bodies, though, were eventually found on Gilgo Beach in Long Island, New York. Now, these disappearances took place over a number of years. The earliest was in 2007 and the last was in 2010. But in total, there have actually been 7 bodies found in that area that people think may be linked to the same serial killer, including the unidentified remains of a toddler who was 16 to 24 months in age. And the sad thing about this is that that toddler was actually the daughter of another victim. This was confirmed through DNA in the remains that were found, which means that most likely the killer murdered both of them at the same time. So for years, the LISK case was a huge case and nobody had any concrete leads. There was no DNA evidence. There were no surveillance videos. There was really nothing. That is, until just recently, today, when this guy was arrested. Rex Heuermann, a 59-year-old architect who worked in Manhattan but lived very close to Gilgo Beach. Rex, interestingly enough, is a family man. He's married, he has 2 kids, and he works in a powerful position at the architecture firm that he's employed with. Authorities have been searching for a link between Heuermann and the Gilgo 4 for a long time, but finally, just recently, they got a break when they recovered this pizza box from a garbage can. And when they tested some of the DNA that was found on this pizza box pictured here, it was almost a perfect match to the DNA found on the hair of victim Megan Waterman. At this point, though, there are a lot of things that allegedly link Rex to this case. For example, cell phone bills show that he met with 3 of the victims before they went missing. Records from a burner cell phone that he was using also show that Rex placed menacing phone calls to the relative of Melissa Bartholomew, who was a victim of his. He also had a fake profile on Tinder, and he extensively contacted massage parlors and different escort services trying to arrange these sexual liaisons. Now, what's interesting and that I don't see a lot of people talking about on here is that his wife's DNA has also been connected to the murders. Apparently, authorities collected a water bottle from outside of the Heuermann home, and his wife's DNA was a match to a piece of female hair that they found on tape that was used to bind 2 of the victims, and it was also a match to DNA that was found on a belt that was used to tie up a victim's feet. One of his phones also was linked to tons of disturbing searches. I'm talking about CP, I'm talking about assault material, watching videos of women who were tied up with bruised faces, all this horrific stuff. And the cell phone also conducted tons of searches about the Long Island serial killer, why they hadn't caught him yet, and all other sorts of weird things that tie into the case. So what do you think? Is this LISK? Let me know in the comments below and I'll keep you updated as soon as we find out more.